It's a warm, sunny summer's day here in Paris, and it's no surprise that Peter Phillips, Chanel's new global creative director for makeup, has chosen the French capital to unveil his debut collection. The inspiration for many of the pieces comes from Mademoiselle Chanel's apartment just around the corner on Rue Cambon. In this special Chanel podcast, you'll find out about the autumn-winter colours and styles, and you'll also learn how to apply the collection with advice from Peter and from beauty journalist Bethan Cole.
It's a different way of doing metallic. It's very classy, it's very understated, it's very low-key.
As I walk into a converted Parisian house to meet Peter, you see he's redesigned the rooms to reflect his own studio. With his art on the walls, his books on the table and his iPod playing in the corner, it's a modern twist on Parisian chic inspired by Mademoiselle Chanel's apartment. This is Peter's first collection for Chanel, and he told me how he immersed himself in the world of Mademoiselle Chanel, going to her apartment, which remains untouched 37 years after her death.
Going to Rue Cambon, looking at being in her apartment, touching her things, being able to sit in the seats, the chair she was sitting in. All her souvenirs are there, and I was very lucky the day I was there for this research. It was a very sunny day, so the light that hit all the crystal chandeliers and all the little knickknacks that she has everywhere, everything seemed to sparkle and brighten up. So it was a really nice experience, a very intimate experience, and it was fun. And so color-wise, the inspiration came from that. That's why there's a little bit of gold in the collection, because there's a lot of gold in the apartment, and most of the tones are kind of warm, intimate, with a few cold ones like the nail polish kaleidoscope and one of the colors in the 4 eyeshadow palette, which are reference to it's all the references are all for colors and reflections.
Is gold a difficult colour, do you think, for some women to actually wear, though?
First of all, I realized by working on it, it's a difficult color to create in makeup, because gold can be or too pink or too green. It's a difficult color to make and to wear. I think for most women, gold is a flattering color. I mean, either skin you have, gold will always work. Silver is more tricky. I mean, silver on really dark girls can be tricky because it pops out so much. Gold kind of seems to blend in and gives a warm glow to your skin, so or on your eyes, or your lips, or your nails.
Spending just a few minutes talking to Peter, you can see how much he's put into creating the collection. But it's not the individual pieces he's most happy with, but the way they all work together.
The great thing about this collection is that you can combine everything. It's all warm tones, and if you want to go really dramatic in your eye makeup, for example, you can apply the Quatre Ombres wet, and you get really intense colors. If you want to go really subtle, you can just apply them dry and take the light tones. So they're easy combinable with the blush, with the lip glosses, with the gold highlight, the highlighter, and I don't really have a favorite, but if you want to have a real favorite, it's kaleidoscope. We kind of got an exclusivity on the pigment, and when we saw that, I mean, it's like a platinum. It's in between a silver, greenish, metallic. An extra bonus is that it's really long lasting. I mean, one of my assistants, she put it on her toenails 3 weeks ago, and I saw her yesterday at the show. We did the haute couture show, and she showed me her toes, and she was like, "Look, it's still perfect." And it was still perfect.
I think one of the things that excites lots of people about Chanel is the packaging, and sometimes you don't really expect to get what you end up getting. Is the packaging special to you as well?
Oh yes, in the history of what I did before is I went to school. I did graphic design for advertisement way back in the 80s, so I'm very interested in pack, and Chanel pack is so iconic, it's so recognizable. I mean, the logo, it just stands on its own, you just need to see the double C. The pack is, in its simplicity, it's black and white with a touch of gold. It's iconic. It didn't really change that much over the years, over the last, I don't know, 40, 50 years, I don't know how long it's been around, but it evolved, but it kept its own identity, and that's something I think which is great.
Did that make it difficult for you, this being your first collection, to try and put your mark on it? Because there is no need for Chanel to be bold particularly. It has got to evolve. Was that frustrating or quite helpful?
I don't feel the urge to put my mark on it. I mean, I don't feel the urge to do drastic changes. There will be changes, and it will be a slow but steady move, and something which is good you don't have to change. Yeah.
One of the things that people always ask me when I say I'm coming to do these interviews, and people always say to me, what's the one thing, or what's the thing that you must have in your makeup bag? And if you could choose one thing from your collection, apart from the kaleidoscope, what should be in a woman's makeup bag?
Well, I'll go for a basic product. I'll go for the new mascara, Exceptional. It's I tried it on myself, and I must say it really works. It's really a great mascara. It's a combination of brushes and combs, and you have to apply it in a specific way. You have to kind of make a rolling movement with your brush, and it really curls your lashes and it gives volume to your lashes. And I tried it myself, and my lashes were standing up like. It's really impressive. It takes a few times to get used to it because you have to do this extra movement. But if you apply it the way it's supposed to apply, it's a fantastic product. And once you got some mascara on, I mean, you're set. You're set to go.
You talk in some of the things I've read about confidence being very important to the beauty of a woman. Can you explain that?
If a woman is confident, she looks beautiful, more beautiful, and makeup can help there. If a woman wakes up in the morning, she doesn't want the world to see her like that, and makeup so she doesn't feel confident. Even if it's just a foundation or a blush or a mascara or something, but just applying something on your face, so you kind of paint on a face how you want the world to see you, gives you confidence, and you could look somebody straight in the eye because you're confident about the way you look. If a woman walks by you and she looks you straight in the eye, it doesn't matter if you've got a crooked nose or a thin lip, It's that confidence which makes a woman beautiful.
Back in London now, and I'm here at the National Portrait Gallery close to Trafalgar Square. Open for more than 150 years, this is my favourite gallery in the capital. There's also nowhere better to examine the face, its natural beauty and how it's perceived. I'm here to see how well-known beauty journalist Bethan Cole views the Chanel collection and how it fits into the wider world of fashion and beauty. So come on, let's go inside.
This collection put me in mind of Gustav Klimt and early Byzantine icons with its beautiful kind of array of golds, bronzes and metallics, which are obviously key to the collection. And it also made me think of a lot of what I'd seen on the catwalk for autumn-winter, because for the third winter running, metallics have been an ongoing trend. There's also a lot of jewellery on the catwalks at the moment for autumn-winter, and beautiful embellished brocade fabrics. The nice thing about it is I think it's a very subtle, subliminal way of giving a nod to all these trends in your makeup. On your nails with the Facette store in Gold Fiction, on your face with the Facette store in Gold Fever. So it's a very au courant collection. Kaleidoscope is a wonderful sort of subtle kind of minky mushroom gunmetal shade. And it's a different way of doing metallic. It's very classy, it's very understated, it's very low-key. I love Le Bronze Ombre Essentiel. It's kind of dark and warm and autumnal. With Les Quatre Ombres, for example, you can create a lovely smoky eye with a dark kind of smoky blue, or you can get that Gustav Klimt effect with the gold and the bronze and the cream highlighter.
If you could advise women, obviously with your years of experience, about using makeup, what's the one tip and the one piece of advice that you always give?
Don't go in the sun, and if you do want to go in the sun, use an SPF as high as possible, 15 or above. If you look at people with pale skin, they just don't age so much. 80% of aging is caused by the sun. Pale is interesting.
And we're stood here in front of a beautiful portrait here at the gallery of Lady Colin Campbell, and again, absolutely epitomising what you're saying.
I think it's absolutely beautiful and stunning. She's got very dark hair and very dark eyebrows and this beautiful kind of translucent, pallid skin, which is sort of luminescent and milky, and it's very striking with her sort of black ruched silk dress. I think when you look at the great beauties of sort of Hollywood in the 40s and 50s, they were predominantly quite pale. Katharine Hepburn, Rita Hayworth, Ava Gardner, they all had pale skin. And my favourite celebrities from the current era, like Dita Von Teese and Gwen Stefani, are all quite pale. And I think, with a pale skin, a red lipstick can look really striking and beautiful.
So inspired by the treasures inside Mademoiselle Chanel's Paris apartment to the pieces in your makeup bag, this autumn-winter collection from Chanel is woven together with a common theme of gold, which stands out as a promise of light on your skin.